Oliver loves working on the Little Western, but sometimes he yearns to see the rest of the island more often. One day, he was feeling rather bored. As he backed down towards his coaches, Toad noticed his sad expression.
"Excuse me, Mr. Oliver. It seems to me that things aren't well, if you forgive me in mentioning it."
"You're quite right, Toad. All I do is run up and down this branch line. I long to see more of the island. It's what an engine really needs. A nice change of scenery would do me well." Oliver only grew unhappier. Later on, he was shunting coal trucks into a siding for the small railway engines. But the trucks were cross.
"It's no good, Oliver. You're dangerous. We want Duck."
"Pah! Duck is busy with his own work." "He's no time for you lot."
"You silly Great Westerner! That's all our coal, and it's blocking the Ballast Hopper Road. Now we can't make our deliveries until it's cleared."
Later that night, the Fat Controller came to see him. "There's a backlog of ballast now, thanks to your negligence. You'll stay in the yard shunting wagons until this is all settled." "But what about my passengers, sir? And my coaches?" "William will look after them for the time being." "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir." "Cheer up, old chap. It'll be for a little while," said his driver. A few days later, Oliver was still on shunting duties. That afternoon, his crew were on a break. His fireman was reading the newspaper and noticed a startling article. "Oh dear. Looks like there are some railway thieves about. Says here they seem to be working around Barrow. Looks like there are wagons and even engines. Let's hope they don't try that here. I do hope the Fat Controller knows about it." That night, Oliver was the only engine available to take the midnight goods to Barrow. "Well, at least I'm out of that yard." He parked his trucks and then went to the sheds. His crew left for the nearby lodge for the night. "Why, hello there." Oliver was quite startled. "My name's Zach. I'll be a relief driver for the time being. Oh, and this chap's called David. He's your relief fireman. The Fat Controller's ordered us to take you home with the train waiting in the sidings." Oliver was rather confused. He was supposed to be heading home until morning. "All right then," said Oliver. A few hours later, the shedmaster called the Fat Controller and reported that Oliver was missing. "Missing? You mean stolen? Right. I'll have the police on it at once and get his crew back to Sodor on the next train." Meanwhile, Oliver was steaming his way towards Sodor. But then he felt his wheels swirl, and he saw that he was now on a rusty old line. "This isn't right." "Oh, but it is. We're going to our little place down the line." "Your place? Wait, you're those railway thieves, aren't you?" "I guess you could call us that. We prefer to call ourselves businessmen. Now come on, we'll be late." Meanwhile, some fishermen were walking along the line when Oliver flew by, wheezing loudly. "What the? Help! Thieves! Help! Police!" The men were very surprised. They ran back to their village and to the nearest police box. Oliver raced along the old worn-out line until at last he approached an old rundown station. Zack slammed on the brakes, and thanks to the overgrown vegetation, Oliver stopped quickly. The two men jumped from the cab. "All right then, let's get there." Just then they heard a swarm of sirens and sounds of a helicopter. Police cars were surrounding the area while Harold landed in a field nearby.
"Stop right there! This is the police. Zack Castell and David Robbins, you are under arrest on the charges of smuggling, extortion, and stealing property. We have you surrounded."
The two men froze. They quickly surrendered. And as the morning sun came over the horizon, Oliver noticed a hole in the station wall. "That's Gordon's hole. This must be Kurt Ronan." The fat controller and Oliver's crew stepped down from Harold. They were pleased to see that he was all right. "Thank goodness you're all safe. These thieves had an entire smuggling ring on the mainland. It's a good thing that they weren't able to spread any further on shore." He paused impressively and looked around. "This line was abandoned because of the increasing road transport. I suppose that was a mistake, eh? Perhaps we should finally put it to good use again, so thieves like those two can't use it to their advantage. Perhaps we could use it as a facility for the harbour." Soon Douglas arrived and pulled Oliver back to the sheds and safety. When at last he returned home, Toad and the coachers warmly welcomed their friend back to the branch line, and everyone congratulated Oliver on his rediscovery. The fat controller promised Oliver more journeys along the main line in future, after he shunted the ballast trucks, of course.